Where is your next business coming from? This is the Mortgage Banking live stream. Welcome. This is the Mortgage Banking live stream. I am Troy Garris at Garris Horn. Today is November 18th, 2020, and we got a great show for you today. A couple shouts out as we get started. Remember, we are not here just to entertain. We're here to connect you with people. We're connect you with information. And if you have any questions or comments, any questions, topics you want to address here, just let us know. You can shoot us an email. You can shoot us a text. We answer all of them. We try to get any interesting information onto the live stream the next time. And as I mentioned, a couple shouts out. First of all, my IT team, just incredible people. They do such a wonderful job. Allow me to do this every time that I come on, and it goes without a hitch almost. And when there is a hitch, it's a hitch because of something of this part of being live. It has nothing to do with those guys. Each of them are amazing. The Alexes, Victor, all of them just fantastic people. A couple shouts out to you for LinkedIn. Some of my supporters there. Amy Koch, thank you so much. James Eiley, two great people. Chris Taman, great to see you here. Chris, Mark Wilson, just wonderful people. I am always honored to have such wonderful people that encourage and support us here. And thank you all for all of your kind words and encouragement. Today we're going to dive right into, we're going to make this kind of a shorter presentation today, but we're going to dive right into something that I find to be quite fascinating. This is an interesting opportunity at the intersection between regulation and regulatory requirements and business opportunity. There's always the question as to whether, and people often think of this as it's a dichotomy. You either have compliance or you have business, and they don't really get along well. They don't really play together, and one is opposed to the other. But we're always trying to find areas where, both at our law firm and our compliance company, and just in life, trying to find ways and areas where those two can operate and even facilitate each other. And that balance, because there needs to be a balance, that balance does present occasional opportunities, and this is one of them. So let me set the situation up a little bit. So the regulators and consumer advocates have been focusing on fair lending for a long time. Fair lending is a big deal. It has been for a long time. There's the Fair Housing Act that people wrestle with. The regulators over HUD and the Department of Justice. There's the Equal Credit Opportunity Act, and people wrestle with compliance there. And CFPB has primary jurisdiction over that. And then there are various state level fair lending requirements as well. There's HMDA and so on, and other aspects of that too, right? But fair lending, regardless of administration, whether it's, if you're just thinking back on, the current Trump administration, the prior Obama administration, and as we roll into, most likely it looks like, a Biden administration, fair lending always is on the radar. We have a lot of cases going on right now. We have in various fora, and it's an area that people just have to wrestle with a lot, especially in the mortgage side. And so we have all of these fair lending requirements and the focus on fair lending. And then in addition, we have a current refi boom that is not going to last forever, of course, right? And so people need to be thinking about, where is the next book of business going to come from? Where are the next opportunities? Because at some point, either rates can't get any lower, or everybody will have refied. And that's kind of the end of that refi boom to a certain degree, right? People are still gonna, have opportunities in that area, but by and large, the refi boom that is currently going on is going to end. So what comes next after that? Like, where should CEOs be focused, and where should production leaders be focused on identifying and cultivating their next opportunities? Well, in addition to the refi boom ending, we also have the limited English proficiency area where people with limited English proficiency have historically have not been served very well. We also have some other underserved, historically underserved marketplaces that could have some opportunity. You have all this pent up demand from first time home buyers, people that have put off purchasing homes, whether it's because of student debt or other reasons. But there's this pent up demand there. But just think about this. Currently, the CFPB is asking for comments on limited English proficiency issues. And there's a deadline coming up December 1st. It's not too far away. So you have to pay attention to this, because if you want to submit comments, if you want to make your voice heard, then the deadline for these comments, submitting information, is coming up pretty soon. But the CFPB has talked about this in the sense of it's looking for ways. This is just information gathering at the moment, right? So it's looking for ways to, on the one hand, prevent discrimination, and through LEP, limited English proficiency. So LEP initiatives, is there a way to limit or prevent or at least decrease discrimination? Is there a way to encourage innovation, so new ways of doing business that people haven't yet adopted or haven't yet thought of? Are there ways to promote fair, equitable treatment, non-discriminatory credit, and access to credit? And the CFPB is wondering whether there are some, trying to gather information in that regard. Are there ways to address the regulatory uncertainties of fair lending issues? So, for example, everyone's always talking about the disparate impact, the difficulties of disparate impact, and even with disparate treatment issues and redlining and the like, which has become an area that has been hotly contested and highly focused on recently, even with regards to independent mortgage bankers, which do business very differently from banks. The CFPB is looking for information on how to address some of these issues and what types of issues pop up. And even just the questions of, this is CFPB, so ECOA, for example, even questions of how to find solutions for the ECOA or fair lending challenges that a mortgage lender may face. And so the CFPB is in this type of a forum where it's requesting information, is really throwing the doors wide open and just trying to gather information, gather input, gather data at this stage, so then it can rationally think about what, if anything, the agency should be doing with regards to LEP. The Census Bureau says that more than, or close to 10% of adults or people over the age of 5, Census Bureau collects data in a way that is not exactly helpful to us as mortgage lenders, but more, roughly about 10% of people in the U.S. that are over 5 have limited English proficiency. So there is roughly 10% of Americans that don't speak English all that well on a day-to-day regular basis. And you throw into that the complications of mortgage lending, and this results in a vast array of people. And one would guess that the numbers are even higher if we start talking about, can people understand clearly the complicated English of a mortgage transaction, or do they feel more comfortable in another language? And a lot of people think, well, okay, well, that means Spanish, right? It's not just Spanish. Spanish is huge, but it's not just Spanish, but it's limited English proficiency. And it seems to me that there is an intersection there where, on the one hand, you have regulators pushing people to develop thoughts and ways to serve this historically underserved market, coupled with a large number of people that admittedly say that they have limited English proficiency and yet could still be, potential borrowers and be a good book of business for people who are willing to take the time, make the effort to focus on that area. It's just an area that not enough people are focused on. It's just an area that if you are looking for your next book of business, you may want to think about how this area could be both business opportunity and also solve some of or at least provide part of a solution for some of the historic issues that people focused on in context of fair lending. And maybe there's some opportunity to decrease your risk and increase your book of business at the same time. Everybody knows that if people are only worried about the compliance side of an issue, then it's not going to be very, very popular within companies, and companies can't just focus on compliance and do very well in business. In fact, they'll go out of business if that's all they focus on. But if they can focus on doing business in a way that also achieves some fair lending issues, some resolutions, there's a lot of opportunity there. A couple other shouts out, thank yous to Kevin Peranio. Kevin, always great to see you. Ed Muckerman, Ed at HUD. Ed, great to see you here. Fantastic individual over there. Katrina Cheng Wano, great seeing you. Katrina Manfred Ladron de Guevara, great seeing you. Laura Brandeo, just so many wonderful people here. Thanks to all of you. Have a fantastic, fantastic week. This is Wednesday. You have 2 more days to do some business. This is the Mortgage Banking live stream. Peace out.